On April 15, 2013, 2 bombs exploded during the Boston Marathon, killing 3 people and injuring 264 others. For the next 3 days, investigators reportedly used a high-tech system called BriefCam to analyze local surveillance video. Hours of video are condensed into minutes, and experts can zoom in on suspicious actions, like a backpack being left behind. BriefCam's video synopsis was instrumental in identifying the 2 bombers, and the technology was made in Israel.
First move Israel's development started from 1920s under Britain control. About 100,000 immigrants from Soviet Union experienced or trained in agriculture and was capable of establishing self-sustaining economies, trained and converted some Israel land to agricultural use. Many number of Jewish immigrants' passion and hope rooted today's Israel development by passing any barriers from Britain and other Arabic nations. These waves of Jewish immigration still continue, and during the 90s it brought nearly a million immigrants in Israel. Madrid Conference of 1991 helped to reduce Israel's economic isolation from its neighbors and open up new markets to Israeli exporters farther afield. This peace process stimulated an unprecedented inflow of foreign investment in Israel and provided substantial boost to economic growth in the region over the last decade. Jewish people's non-stopping passion and hard work for their independence developed particular sectors that are agriculture, military, pharmacy from recent century. All developments of Israel are related with its military system. Attending military in such a young age, Israel developed the leadership skill as well as their independence.
Israel's leadership and entrepreneurship come from the military background. Being trained and embedded a military mindset at a very young age, every Israel knows how to lead and are willing to take considerable risks. This affects their action in the business sector, which in concept is more open for women and encouraging compared to the Arabic concept, which is more constraining and strict.
Factually, Israeli population consists of 76% of Jewish, 20% of European and American, and 4% of Asian and African. Israel has 2 official languages, Hebrew and Arabic, and English is the second language. Other languages are also spoken, from Russian up to Tagalog. And the region in Israel are around 76% of Jewish, 17% of Muslim, and 8% of Christian and others. Based on the multicultural and diverse society, Israel are open-minded and encouraged for continuous change and innovation. Israel has second highest concentration of high technology companies after California's Silicon Valley, and there are 4 main sectors. Government provides the innovation environment. Israel encourages international and local investment by offers grants of up to 24% of the tax benefits through the law for the encouragement of the capital investment. The government provides reducing the cost of the production up to 20%. Also, through the government agency OCAs, the government provides a network of technology, 24 incubators for very early stage technologies, and government invests heavily in the R&D, which is nearly 5% of the GDP, and the government provides like national organizations and regional organizations like UCC to protect the intellectual property rights. And government offers one of the world's most advanced infrastructures like communication system and modern international gateways. Also, Israel have complete law system to protect like patents, copyrights, trademarks, and any other intellectual property rights, like the national organizations. So Israeli patents Office of the Minister of the Justice for the Patents and Copyrights. Besides, it also have many of the regional organizations. One is Universal Copyright Convention, which is better for foreign companies to register in Israel. All these intellectual property rights protection laws help international companies to settle in Israel and protect their interests. Having investments R&D help to create a comfortable business environment. Israel's economic performance this year, according to the World Competitive Index, is ranked the country in the 24th place out of the 60 countries. It's because the increase in export and the foreign investment in their country. The country contains an abundance of the agricultural land. Since independence in 1948, the total area under cultivation has increased. Agricultural production has expanded 16 times, 3 times more than population growth. One strongly based on agriculture and low-cost industrial production for the domestic market, but in recent years, it has been the high-tech sector that has grown most substantially. As we can see, based on the February 2012, the percentage of GDP per industry is 31.2%, and for agriculture is 2.5%.
Israel has the largest number of the high-tech startups in absolute terms after US, and 80% of the 3,000 Israel companies involved in R&D are less than 10 years old.
For an American product to compete with European goods, which all have free access in Israel's domestic markets. Israel is the only country in the world to have the coincident FTA with US. Despite having population under 8 million, ranking just 96th highest in the world, Israel is still among the US 12 largest export markets, ahead of much larger countries such as Russia, Spain, and Argentina.
Why Israel be more open to free market than Arabic country? Israel wants to challenge their citizens to be more competitive in business. Female participation is open in public than Muslim nations. And also, Israel concept business is more encouraging. If there's a bankruptcy, Israel tends to try again and not giving up easily.
The FTA attracts lots of immigrants. Then we will consider about education of immigrants. So in Israel, there are free education programs for immigrants that help them to study Hebrew language. Israel government state if immigrants learn their language, faster participation in development of economic can increase. Education in Israel refers to the comprehensive education system of Israel. Around 10% of GDP accounts for only one education, and most schools are subsidized by the state. After secondary education, students are generally conscripted into the Israel Defense Forces (IDF), and if a person is not possible to pay tuition fee, he can extend his army serving date by 2 or 3 years and earn wage from army from bachelor degree. Israel students dream to work their domestic companies to succeed their nation in the world. The high achievement in the education helped establish company in Israel. It is Israel's successful metal tool making company iScar. In 2006, investor billionaire Warren Buffett brought its 80% of the share. Later, he brought the remaining 20% of the share by the $2.05 billion. There are so many potential companies like iScar in Israel. Although Israel was not a major factor in the global high-tech industry at the time, Israeli companies now have a strong foundation in high-tech industries worldwide, and Israel ranks among the leading countries in the world, and we are looking forward to the further development of the Israeli companies.